Hello, my 3D printer peeps. I'm here with the Bambulab AMS and AMS Lite. But what is this over here? This is the Bambulab AMS2 Pro. And today, using this kit, we are going to remove the AMS Lite and install the AMS2 Pro. To do this, you need the new Bambulab AMS hub kit and one 3D printed part. This bracket right here, which I printed in translucent blue PETG. Why can't Bambulab 3D print this themselves and stick it in the kit? Don't know. Let's have a look at this model before we get started. Here on the Bambulab wiki for the A1 series AMS connection guide, you'll see you need this hub and you need to 3D print a bracket. The link for that bracket is here under step 2. Or you may simply go to makerworld.com and type in A1 AMS hub. Look for the official Bambulab support, click on that, and download your hub. I'm going to choose the tighter fitting bushingless version because it just looks like an easier install. Here is the standard version. Here is the bushingless version. If you are not sure which one you want, maybe try printing them both. I'll start with the bushingless version. Download the 3MF and import it into Bambu Studio. You'll see you got A1 Mini and A1. I will be doing A1. You will notice the project is set to PETG. Feel free to experiment with whatever material you like. Just for fun, I'm going to do mine in Bambu PETG translucent blue. I will leave all of the settings as they were and send it to my A1. I'm going to slow things down just to be safe. Especially those first layers. And off we go. With this model printed, we will continue. The first thing you'll need to do is remove the AMS Lite. You will do this by unplugging the 485 cable behind the printer and removing all of the PTFE tubes from the tool head. This is done by grabbing the tube, depressing the black coupler ring, and removing the PTFE tube. You might find it's quite difficult and you need to use a good amount of pressure. Be extra careful not to force it and break the teeth inside the coupler. I found this process a lot harder than I'd like, but you can get it done. Pop the tubes off this connector and set your AMS Lite aside. With all the tubes disconnected, remove the AMS Lite. You may go ahead and leave this clip installed. With the AMS Lite removed, open up your new buffer kit. Inside this kit is the new buffer, 2 PTFE tubes, and a new 485 cable for the AMS2 Pro. Place the clip just behind the beginning of the vent holes. Rotate it down and snap it into place. If you notice the adapter is butting up against the assembly and not sitting flush, go ahead and slide it toward the rear of the printer. This will allow the clip to slip behind this arm and fit flush against the assembly. It should fit securely. Install the new coupler by sliding this rail into this slot with the single coupler facing up, just like that. Here on the rear of the machine, you'll connect the 4-pin cable to the only 4-pin port on the buffer and the other side to either 4-pin port on the machine. While the next logical steps might feel like continuing the PTFE and 485 cables, Bambu informs us to move on to the BIOS adjustment. We will do that now. Power on your A1. Touch on AMS options. If you don't see an option to choose your AMS, your machine needs a firmware update. Back out, scroll down, touch on Firmware, and touch on Update. With your firmware successfully installed, back out, return to Settings, scroll down, touch AMS Options, and you'll now see AMS Type. Touch on that and switch to AMS, AMS2 Pro, AMS HT. That's right, you may use all of those on the A1. Press Confirm, and your machine will need to update itself. Your A1 has completed switching the firmware to the AMS version. You may back out to the home screen. It's now time to finish our installation. Your kit came with 2 PTFE tubes. The longer tube is for the A1. Pick the appropriate tube. Simply pick one of the PTFE connectors under the buffer and press that tube into that connector. Insert the other side into the rear of the AMS. Gently guide it into the hole and guide it downward. It will go quite a bit until you feel it stop. It should be firmly into place. This connection is critical. Please don't be careless. Carefully slide it in and be sure it's firmly in place. We will now use a 6-pin connector to connect the hub to the AMS. The AMS has 2 6-pin ports. You may pick one. The other end will connect to the bottom of this hub. You should now have this cable running to the printer and this cable running to the AMS. We will now connect another PTFE to the top of the AMS hub and the other side to any port on the tool head. Remember this clip? You may now use this clip to connect the PTFE tube. Your hardware connections are done. However, what's that on our screen? Our A1 is asking for yet another firmware update. The reason for this update is the AMS2 itself needs a firmware update. Go ahead and press Update. Your A1 is now connected to a full-size AMS. If you plan on using the AMS2 heat, go ahead and install the AC adapter. In order to use the heat, you will touch filament. You will touch drying. You will choose your parameters and you will touch start. In order to enable rotation, you will need to check this box. This box is asking you to confirm that you have secured the filament because of the rotation. To secure your filament, simply feed it through the hole and then return it through the other hole. Your filament is now secure and won't tangle as it rolls inside the AMS. Press Start. You will hear a bunch of clicking and lights will begin blinking in your AMS2. They will then begin this fireplace-like glowing effect, and the drying is underway. I'm Mr. Greg. This is the A1 connected to an AMS, and you're on 3D Rundown.